Toyota is going all in on the next big leap in electric vehicle technology: solid-state batteries. They're not just making a bet, they're pushing $13.6 billion to the center of the table, aiming to shake up the EV world with game-changing specs, 745 miles of range, 10-minute charging, and batteries that are twice as durable while costing half as much. This isn't some far-fetched startup dream or a theoretical lab experiment. Toyota is making it a reality with plans to hit the road by 2027. To put that in perspective, 745 miles isn't just an upgrade, it's nearly double the range of today's top-performing EV, the Lucid Air. Imagine driving from New York to Chicago without needing to stop for a recharge. But the real game-changer is a 50% reduction in battery costs. Since batteries make up about 30% of an EV's price tag, this isn't just a step forward, it's a potential knockout punch for competitors still relying on traditional lithium-ion technology. Now, if this sounds too good to be true, you're not alone in thinking that. The EV market is full of flashy promises that never materialized. But this isn't just any company making bold claims. It's Toyota, the same brand that revolutionized hybrids with the Prius. When they move, the entire auto industry feels the shock waves. So what's behind this breakthrough? The answer is in the name: solid-state batteries. Unlike today's lithium-ion packs that use liquid electrolytes, essentially forcing ions to slog through a thick soup, solid-state batteries swap that liquid for a solid material. The result: faster ion movement, greater energy density, and vastly improved safety, meaning no more terrifying battery fires. Now let's geek out for a second. Toyota is likely using sulfide-based solid electrolytes, such as lithium germanium phosphorus sulfide or lithium sulfide. No need to memorize those names. What matters is that these materials allow ions to zip through the battery at speeds exponentially faster than their liquid-based counterparts. It's the kind of breakthrough that could turn the entire EV market on its head. On the cathode side, expect a high nickel composition, possibly NCM 811, 80% nickel, 10% cobalt, 10% manganese, or even 90% nickel. This allows for greater energy density. The anode, likely lithium metal, offering theoretical capacities up to 10 times higher than conventional graphite anodes. One of the biggest hurdles Toyota has reportedly overcome is dendrite formation. Tiny, needle-like structures that can grow from the anode and short-circuit the battery. Their solution likely involves precise control of the solid electrolyte interface, the SEI layer. The manufacturing process itself will be a radical departure from current methods. Instead of winding electrodes and separators into cylindrical or prismatic cells, we're looking at techniques more akin to semiconductor production. Think deposition of nanometer-thick layers in highly controlled environments. Less burrito, more layer cake. Now let's talk numbers. The global EV market is projected to hit 40 million annual sales by 2030, with a total market value approaching $1 trillion. If Toyota brings solid-state to market at scale, they could capture a massive slice of that pie. Even a 10% market share would mean 4 million vehicles, more than Toyota's entire global sales in 2021. But solid-state isn't just about cars. This tech could revolutionize energy storage for renewables, consumer electronics, even aerospace. We're talking about a total addressable market in the trillions. Toyota isn't just building a better car, they're potentially reshaping entire industries. Of course, challenges remain. Scaling up production of solid-state batteries is notoriously tricky. The materials are finicky, sensitive to moisture and oxygen. One wrong move and the whole thing collapses. But Toyota isn't backing down. They filed over 8,000 solid-state battery patents in the last 3 years alone. That's not just throwing darts at a board, that's a coordinated, all-out assault on the problem. They've also partnered with Japanese oil refiner Idemitsu Kosan to scale up production, focusing on sulfide solid electrolytes, potentially the key to mass manufacturing. Now let's talk market impact. If Toyota delivers, it could send shockwaves through the entire automotive industry. Tesla, long considered the EV leader, could see its technological edge evaporate overnight. Solid-state batteries promise longer lifespans, reducing waste and the need for frequent replacements. They're also potentially easier to recycle. Combined with the elimination of cobalt, this aligns perfectly with growing demands for sustainable technology. But Toyota isn't alone in this race. Volkswagen-backed QuantumScape and BMW-partnered Solid Power are also gunning for solid-state supremacy. The next few years will be critical. Toyota aims to begin rolling out these batteries in 2027 to 2028, with mass production ramping up towards 2030. QuantumScape, backed by Volkswagen and Bill Gates, is targeting 2024 to 2025 for initial production. Their stock has been on a wild ride, soaring over $130 in 2020 before crashing back down to under $10 in 2023. Samsung and Panasonic are also in the game. Samsung claims to have developed solid-state battery technology, though their commercialization timeline is unclear. Panasonic, Toyota's current battery partner, is targeting mass production by 2030. Let's not forget Chinese giants like CATL and BYD who are investing heavily in next-gen batteries. So, what's Toyota's advantage here? Well, they've got deep pockets, over $55 billion in cash and equivalents as of 2023, plus decades of battery experience and a vast patent portfolio. They're not just in the race, they're aiming to own the entire track. If they can actually deliver on this, it could signal the beginning of the end for internal combustion engines and even current EV battery technology. We might, look back on this as the point where electric vehicles truly came of age, surpassing their gas-guzzling ancestors in every meaningful way. The stakes, honestly, couldn't be higher. We're talking about way more than just the future of one company or even one industry. This is about the future of energy storage and transportation as a whole. It's about reshaping our cities, our power grids, and really our entire relationship with energy. For investors and industry watchers alike, the rise of solid-state battery technology is, well, a landscape filled with both massive generational opportunities and some pretty significant non-trivial risks. The path to capturing this potential energy revolution isn't one-size-fits-all. It actually offers different avenues for investment, depending on your risk tolerance and strategic outlook. On one side you have Toyota, a global automotive giant and a symbol of manufacturing stability. As a deeply diversified automaker with a rock-solid balance sheet, again over $55 billion in cash and equivalents, and a revenue stream anchored by the relentless global demand for its conventional and hybrid vehicles, Toyota gives you a relatively safe, conservative way to get exposure to the solid-state battery story. Investing here isn't just a binary bet on the technology's success, it's a stake in a gigantic industrial powerhouse that's strategically hedging its future. Even if the rollout of solid-state batteries hits delays or runs into unexpected technical hurdles, Toyota's core business provides a sturdy floor, insulating investors from the kind of catastrophic downside pure-play companies might face. It's a calculated long-term wager on a proven company pulling off an ambitious technological transition. On the other hand, if you're someone with a higher appetite for risk and the potential for, well, massive returns, pure-play companies like QuantumScape offer a much more focused, but also more volatile proposition. These companies are laser-focused on perfecting and commercializing solid-state technology. Their entire success or failure depends on the viability, scalability, and ultimately market dominance of their specific battery design. There's no diversified business to fall back on. Their valuations are almost entirely tied to technological progress and future potential, making their stocks super sensitive to news, trial results, and production timelines. The wild ups and downs of a stock like QuantumScape, which has seen breathtaking surges followed by steep declines, really show just how high risk, high reward this space can be. Investing in a company like this is kind of like venture capital investing, but in the public markets. There's a real possibility of losing everything, but also the chance for a 100-fold return if they end up as the top supplier of the next big battery technology. That's the siren call drawing in speculative capital. So, to wrap things up, Toyota's solid-state battery push is way more than just another product development or a simple upgrade. It's potentially a paradigm shift in how we store and use energy. The company that cracks the code, manufactures at scale, and successfully brings this technology to market won't just dominate the auto industry. They'll honestly hold the keys to powering our whole world. The implications go way beyond cars, promising to revolutionize grid storage for renewables, boost the capabilities of consumer electronics, and even open up new frontiers in aerospace and more. The race is absolutely on. The stakes, both financial and technological, are sky high, and with its latest moves, huge resources, and massive patent library, Toyota has really seized the initiative and taken a commanding lead. So, buckle up, because the next few years are going to be wild, full of big tech announcements, fierce corporate battles, and dramatic market swings. The EV revolution, which is already changing our roads, is about to shift into hyperdrive, moving from slow and steady progress to radical transformation. And, honestly, solid-state batteries are the nitrous boost that's going to launch us into this new era. Welcome to the future. It's going to be complicated, unpredictable, and, well, totally electrifying.